Come in.
The check's arrived.
Oh. Thank you, Mary. Yep.
Morning, sir.
Oh, morning.
Big day then, sir. What with the presentation?
Yeah.
I also hear the DAC's coming down from area.
Yes, I believe. Nothing for us to worry about, though. He's come for a community policing update with Derek.
Right.
A cheque for £1,000 for the Jasmine Allen Youth Club. What a landmark, Philip.
Yes, sir.
Right, so yeah, you spread them along there, and then we can put the sandwiches in between.
No, he's pulled off a real coup here, hasn't he?
What, Brownlow?
Nah, Conway. All this is his little brainchild. Still, I'm sure Brownlow will be the one that nicks all the glory. Some sound system, that, eh?
Nah, you're joking. That's tiny, that is.
Morning, Dennis.
All right, be with you in just a sec. Speaker wires, blue and blue into there. Stick red one into that, yeah?
Sure. Yeah, just thought we'd drop in, see how you're doing.
Right. Of course, you know Neville, don't you?
Yeah, our paths have crossed.
Right, Neville, I'm Gary McCann.
So what can I do for you, gents?
No, it's just a social visit, really.
All right. Oh, I expect you know Dorothy, don't you?
No, I don't, actually.
Dorothy, here a minute. A couple of the local constabulary dropped in to have a look round.
Very pleased to meet you. Dorothy Herbert. I'm the chairperson of the Jasmine Allen Residence Committee.
George Garfield and Gary McCann.
Nice to meet you.
So, what do you think?
Yeah, great.
It's been a right headache.
Yeah?
No help, naffle funding, and everyone always giving us a load of hassle.
Oh, come on, Dennis. Not always.
No? Well, we'll see if it lasts, eh?
Morning.
Sir?
Thank you. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, sir. Can I get you tea, coffee?
A coffee would be fine, Derek. Thank you. I see you've been busy.
Yes, indeed. I must confess I've been surprised how busy this CLO's job can be.
It's as busy as you make it, Derek. I'm sure some officers see it as a soft option, not real policing.
Yes. Well, it's certainly given me a different perspective, sir. And I'm also sensing that officers on my borough are getting a real kick out of this community spirit.
He died.
That sound right to you over there? Sorry, just testing.
No, but we better go through it. Come on. Dennis and Neville and these other kids, they'll learn. We stop judging people by what they wear or what they look like. We can all make this a better place. You'll be around for the grand presentation by your chief superintendent.
Yeah, well, that all depends on what crops up. But we'll be coming in and out as we're passing.
Never know. If you time it right, might even get your pictures in the local paper.
Oh, no, thanks. I think I'll leave the photo opportunity to the posers and go looking for him.
All the arrangements are in order, are they, Philip?
Garfield and McCann are looking in on the club. I presume Derek sourced everything out. Will you be driving yourself, or would you like me to organise a driver? Might add to the occasion, sir.
Fine, if you think so.
Probably safer. Wouldn't like anyone to walk off with your radio.
Not envisaging any sort of animosity, are you, Philip?
Not at all, sir. Just a precaution. And as you're going to be armed with a cheque for £1,000, I hardly think anyone will want to put their spoke in the wheel.
D.I. Weldon. Like to see your Chief Inspector Ops, please. Derek Conway, I understand.
Not anymore, sir. You want Chief Inspector Cato.
So what inspired you to suggest that the money went to the Jasmine Allen Youth Club?
Well, we've got £1,000 in the property fund we want to give to a deserving cause, and Dorothy Herbert suggested the youth club. Well, I'm particularly keen to get my foot in the door on the Jasmine Allen estate.
What are your expectations on that front?
Oh, I think we've got a very good chance. We're playing ball with Dorothy Herbert, and in return, we expect her to play ball with us.
You're going to have problems with those vans in the yard.
Well, get the mood if you really want, but...
Excuse me, sir. This is Detective Inspector Weldon from the Central Drug Squad.
Oh, Charles Brownlow. Always a pleasure to welcome our colleagues from the yard.
Morning, sir.
I think you'll be interested to hear what he's got to say, sir.
You better come through. Oh, what brings you onto my division, Inspector?
As I was explaining to Chief Inspector Cato, sir, we're planning to carry out an operation this morning on the Jasmine Allen estate.
This morning's probably not the best of timing from our point of view. I dare say Chief Inspector Cato's put you in the picture.
Yes, sir.
What exactly did you have in mind?
Inspector Weldon's here to carry out a raid, sir.
I'm sorry. It's out of the question.
No, obviously, we'll keep it as low-key as possible, sir.
In an hour and a half's time, I'm due to make a presentation at the Jasmine Island Youth Club.
Yeah, I understand that, sir. We've got to act fast. I've got a team standing by, and TSG have got units available for backup.
I thought you said this was a low-key operation.
It's only backup, obviously. We'll be gone before you're due, sir.
That's hardly the point, is it, Inspector? What you don't seem to realise is this is one of the most sensitive estates on the Met.
I realise that, sir.
How do you think it's going to look if I go and make a presentation in the wake of one of your drugs raids?
I see your point, sir, but how's it going to look if we miss our opportunity? We've got to get straight in there.
I think you better take a seat.
You know, a couple of years back, before I joined the job, the name Jasmine Island Estate used to strike the fear of God into people.
Do you know what we used to call this place?
What?
The Forbidden Planet.
And what precise information do you have, Inspector, that makes you feel there's a problem at Bevan House?
We've had a tip-off. The word is there's a sizable distribution racket being run from a flat there.
Do you know anything about this, Philip?
News to me, sir.
You're sure your information's correct?
We arrested a coke dealer last night. All right, he's not exactly the biggest fish in the pond, but he's out to do himself a favour. So he's come good with his address, number 50, Bevan House.
We'll check it out with Ellison.
Yes, sir.
We've already checked. It's registered as a vacant flat.
So your whole premise for this operation is based on the word of an arrested drug dealer?
I interviewed him myself, sir. I believe he's telling the truth.
The basis of community policing, Inspector, is the ability to keep your ear to the ground. Now, we've heard absolutely nothing about this. Now, I suggest that you postpone this operation, set up an observation on the premises before committing yourself to some potentially damaging action.
Well, it's not an option, I'm afraid. The flat's on the 20th floor. No time to set it up, sir.
Well, then, may I suggest you check your intelligence sources and base your action on that?
With respect, sir, my informant knows he won't be doing himself any favours if he gives me the runaround.
Yes, you won't be doing us any favours if you go charging in there and it's all based on false information. Anyway, the final decision will rest with our CLO.
We're up against time here, sir. If word gets out that we've arrested this dealer, the whole operation could be blown. But the distributors will be on their toes before we can whistle.
Leave it with me, Inspector. I'll have a word with the CLO and let you know our decision.
Well, excuse me, sir, but I really must ask you to tell me now what's going on.
You pushed me for a decision, Inspector, and I'll tell you now. The answer's no.
But perhaps you should go and get a cup of tea.
Yes, sir.
Could have a point, sir. Could be our chance to bang home the message on the estate that we're still fighting the drugs war.
We need to stand together on this one, Philip. Give Derek our full backing.
I think certain officers in this division need to be dragged into the 90s. They don't see community policing as real policing at all. And others seem to see the whole concept as little more than a blanket PR exercise. Come in.
Oh, morning, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt your meeting. I just wondered if I could have a quick word with Derek.
Look, if this is something confidential, I'm quite happy to wander around the station.
Oh, that's all right, sir. There's no need for that. D.I. Weldon, Central Drug Squad. I believe you know him. He's here to carry out a drugs raid this morning. Jasmine Island Estate, Bevan House.
Well, his timing certainly leaves something to be desired.
Well, if Weldon's not careful, he could set the whole place off. I assume as CLO that you have the same viewpoint as us.
And what viewpoint is that, sir?
Well, in light of the presentation at the youth club this morning, and the fact that Weldon can't substantiate his information, the drugs raid should be postponed.
Yeah, but what happens if he's right, sir? I mean, surely we can't pass up the opportunity to stamp out drug dealing.
Let's not argue about this, Derek. I'm sure we've both got the best interests of this division at heart. And area, too, of course.
I sympathise with your predicament, of course, Charles. But it may not reflect too well on you if you're seen to try to throw a spanner in the works.
Surely, sir, if we're serious about community policing, this operation has to be ill-conceived and ill-timed.
Not according to what I hear.
I'm sorry, sir.
I've heard recent report of the drug squad's interest in Sun Hill.
With respect, sir, it might have been helpful if you'd have passed that information on to me.
Oh, just a snippet, Charles. Nothing definite. Part of Operation Bayonet. The drug squad has an interest in several divisions throughout the Met, including yours.
My understanding was that this was a one-off raid.
Well, I wouldn't know. Not our place to know.
Does it really matter anyway, sir? The fact is they think we have a drugs problem here. Surely we can't just bury our heads in the sand.
I'm not suggesting we do. I'm suggesting that we ask for some cooperation from them before we get trodden underfoot. I sincerely believe, sir, that this operation should be put back.
Deny them permission to operate in your division, you mean?
If necessary, yes, sir.
I wonder if we might have a little talk, Charles.
Good to see a friendly face, Harry. How's tricks?
I survived. Just.
Don't miss being on the squad, then?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Jerry, the squad sucks.
Water under the bridge, Harry?
Yeah, dirty water. Anyway, how are things with you?
Winning and losing. I think I'm losing at the moment, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've had a right good squeal from a prisoner. Giving us an address on the Jasmine Allen estate. Only problem is your chief super's got a PR stunt down there this morning. The CLO wants to put a block on us.
You surprise me. I can just imagine your lot tiptoeing across that estate.
Yeah. We're all coppers, Harry. All got our jobs to do. I admit, I might not be as genteel as some of our new age colleagues, but why should some snotty-nosed CLO want to keep me hanging around here like a spare part of a wedding?
Well, hasn't anyone told you?
Told me what?
That snotty-nosed CLO. It's Derek Conway.
I think perhaps Derek was being a little reticent, sir. After all the inroads he'd made on the Jasmine Allen estate,
Hi, I've come to pick up some football posters. From Derek Conway. We're doing a charity bash. You know, gonna raise a lot of dosh.
Oh, good. Well, perhaps you'd like to step this way and somebody will attend.
Right, sir. If you'd just like to take a seat, I'll be with you now.
I'm sorry about that, sir.
Very gratifying, Charles. Nice to see some genuine rapport around here, not just superficial claptrap.
Yes, sir. Do take a seat, sir.
I think you'd be well advised, Charles, to consider very carefully the implications before you make your decision.
Implications, sir?
Friction, Charles. Potentially damaging friction between this area and the yard.
My prime duty, sir, is to my own officers and the community that I serve.
Yes, well, naturally. But why not put yourself in a drug squad commander's shoes for a moment? Wherever we go in the job, Charles, we have to rely on goodwill and cooperation.
Yeah, the place is looking good.
Is that all you come down here for? What, you want to check me cigarette?
Take it easy, Neville. Today's supposed to be all about sweetness and light, remember?
In case you ain't noticed, I ain't sweet and I ain't light.
Hey, easy, what's the problem?
The problem is, the big friendly copper comes down here with his big fat checkbook and everyone on the estate's supposed to come crawling out of the woodwork and smile.
I thought you needed the money.
Remember, we started this club with nothing, right?
You can't buy your way into here. This is our club. Used to, you just appear for upstarts.
Bo, go on! So what do you want to do? Cut off your nose to spite your face?
Everybody in the mood?
Excuse me, sir, can you tell me what's going on here?
As far as I'm aware, the chief super's had a word with the CLO.
And?
The CLO will sort it with you, all right?
A couple of minutes ago, I see your DAC come out of here. So what's happening? Is this delaying tactics or what? We'll have the commissioner himself down here next.
What's up? Getting edgy because you haven't done your homework properly. Think you might get your wrist slapped.
You what?
Take my advice, Inspector. Go and take your frustrations out somewhere else. All right.
Philip, what's going on?
Nothing, sir. Just the eye welding getting a bit impatient.
The DAC's expressed certain reservations about our postponing the operation.
Oh, really, sir? I thought he'd have backed you all the way.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. I think he feels that perhaps we shouldn't interfere with the operations of central departments. All to do with area yard cooperation.
But you won't be bowing to pressure, sir. I mean, we'll still be supporting Derek's laid-back approach on this one, won't we?
Well, put it like this, Philip. I will be taking full account of Derek's recommendations.
United we stand, sir.
How well do you get on with Dorothy Herbert?
Pretty well, I think, sir, considering.
Considering the difficult relationship we've had with the estate over the years?
Yes, sir. Got to do an awful lot of hard work and bury a lot of hatchets to win the position of trust we're in today.
Would you say that Dorothy Herbert trusts you, Derek?
I think so, sir, yes. We're certainly developing a partnership approach.
And what would you say that trust was built on?
Honesty, openness, goodwill, understanding.
So how do you think she'd react if she discovered that you were trying to cover something up?
Well, naturally, I don't suppose she'd be best pleased. But then neither would I if I found she'd been anything less than open with me.
Something worries me deeply about community policing, Derek.
Yes, sir?
Some of the officers seem to have missed the crux of the matter entirely. Instead of tackling problems head-on, but with the consent and cooperation of the community, they are merely trying to sweep things under the carpet for fear of causing offence. Now, that is not good community policing.
No, sir. I'd be very naive to think it was.
Is Derek coming or not, sir? Well, it was my intention of doing some work this morning.
Yes, well, I suppose there's no point both of us hanging about.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, sir. See you again soon.
Good morning, sir. I've been looking for you.
Good.
Go upstairs. Been waiting for you up there for half an hour.
Yeah, well, I have been a bit busy, you know.
Thought you were avoiding me. Using delaying tactics to keep me off your ground this morning.
Why should I want to do that?
This visit to the estate? Don't want us cramping your staff, do you?
Well, for your information, I shan't even be at the presentation on the estate.
All right. So you're a bit iffy about upsetting your governor? Or is it the natives?
Look, in case nobody's told you, I'm the CLO of 3 divisions, and my governor has just driven out the yard.
Beg your pardon, sir.
Yeah, still the same sensitive DI I met on the carousel course at Bramshill, then?
Not as impetuous as I used to be.
Funny. I'd heard that your proposed raid was based on the information from a dodgy informant.
All right, so I might be chancing my arm a bit, but if I get a result here...
You get a couple of brownie points.
And you get some FD drug dealers lifted off your estate, that's got to be worth a bit of publicity to you. So, what's the chance of giving me the go-ahead?
Look, it's not entirely up to me. I'm going to have to discuss it with Mr. Brownlow and Mr. Cato.
Cato won't even talk to me. I've got my team standing by, I've got TSG back up on the doorstep, and for the sake of upsetting a coffee morning, he wants me to postpone? I mean, get real.
Look, your problems with Mr. Cato are none of my concern. You sort it out with him. And as for moving the old man upstairs, it's like moving a neurotic dinosaur or something.
OK. And Chief Superintendent Brownlow said he'll back whatever you say. Now, if that's not a brief to say yay or nay, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Marion?
Yes, sir?
Could you put out a call for Mr. Conway? It's all right, Marion, forget it.
Sorry, sir, I got a bit held up.
Pow-wowing with the DAC?
Just a few parting words about our predicament, sir.
What impression did you get?
Well, I think he's of the opinion that it's up to you.
What do you think?
Well, obviously, I don't relish the idea of D.I. Weldon and his men riding roughshod over the Jasmine Allen estate, but...
What concerns me is D.I. Weldon's source.
Is that spelled S-A-U or S-O-U?
Frankly, both. I don't think he's got grounds for this operation at all. Just another example of the yard trying to steamroller us.
Well, obviously, it would be a lot easier if you told him just to forget it. But if you can prove that his information's 100% kosher.
I hardly think he's able to do that.
No, I don't suppose he can. Well, if that's all, sir. Oh, by the way, the DAC says good luck with the event this morning.
Oh, thank you. Look, Derek. You don't think we're being a bit hasty about all this, do you?
I thought it's what you wanted, sir.
Well, I wonder whether Philip and I might have been a bit blinkered in our eagerness to back you up.
I just thought I was doing what both you and Philip wanted.
Well, between you and me, I find Philip's acquiescence in all this quite against what I'm used to expect from him. Not his usual gung-ho attitude at all.
Perhaps he's mellowing.
I doubt it. I think apart from trying to keep on the right side of me, he wants to make a point.
Come in.
Oh, Philip. Just to say that Derek's explained the situation to Inspector Weldon.
Glad to hear it, sir. Don't take it too hard, Inspector. I'm sure Derek Conway's commitment to modern policing is as vital as yours and mine is to the business of nicking villains.
Yes, sir.
Derek's agreed to the operation going ahead.
He's agreed. But I thought we decided it was too risky at the moment. Too much upset in the estate.
Well, apparently Derek has other ideas.
Under the circumstances, I thought it only fair to give you due warning.
Well, I must say, this has come as a big shock to me. I thought all this was supposed to mean something.
Dorothy, look, please, if you just listen to me.
Please, don't try and soft-soap me with all this Dorothy business. I am the chairperson of this residence committee, yet you totally disregard my feelings in all this.
Well, if you just let me explain.
Oh, please, explain.
Right. Look, if there are major drug dealers operating on this estate, then it's in everybody's interest, and remember all the youngsters round here. It is in all our interests to capture and arrest these criminals before they get a foothold and spread hard drugs throughout this neighbourhood.
I have been on committees here for years and years, and I don't see any drug dealers. All I see are a few people having a puff of ganja. I don't agree with it, but where are your drug dealers?
Well, I think that's a question we're very soon going to have answered.
Good. Well, you answer it, Chief Inspector, or I think you know what to expect.
What's going on? Well, don't ask me. I'm just an upstart.
DI Weldon, we're in position. Okay, go, go, go.
Open up, police!
Right for that one.
Nothing, sir.
All right, everybody. We sold a pup. Let's go.
Dennis Granger?
That's me.
With the, compliments of Sun Hill Police.
Roach, I need a good thick rubber band for my hair. I can't get my hair under my hat.
Can't say I've ever had that problem.
Cheers.
Because of the state visit, the rest of the relief are enjoying themselves up in town, sitting on buses with newspapers and Walkmans. Is it Walkmans or Walkmen?
Walk person, Sarge.
Yeah, very good, Dave. In the meanwhile, we've got to work out how to cover the ground with only 5 officers. So, Mike, you and Narika will have the Panda car. Gary, you'll be covering beats 1, 2 and 3. Dave, you'll be on 4, 5 and 6. Now, you may already have heard, but we are privileged to have trainee investigator Croft back in the pack for the day. Or we would be if...
She had a few problems with her uniform, Sarge.
Yeah, suffering post-traumatic stress at the sight of it.
Someone get a therapist.
Welcome. I was just explaining, Suzi, you've only got to cover beats 7, 8 and 9 for today.
Yes, Sarge, sorry I'm late.
It's all right. There's still reports of a flasher in Canley Park, which is partly on your ground and partly on Gary's, so I want you two to work together on this from time to time, you know, just to register a presence.
Yes, Sarge.
So, all that leaves me to do is to welcome you back to the shop floor.
I hear the judge didn't see it our way, sir.
It's a complete waste of time. Day and a half in court down the pan. Like a sauna in there. Have you seen Suzi? I'm meant to be doing her appraisal this afternoon. I'm going to have to put it off.
She's been press ganged by uniform.
What?
But, sir, hang on a minute.
No sign of that flasher then?
Not so far, no. Suppose it makes you change from sitting in CID with your feet on the desk.
We don't always have our feet on the desk, you know. Sometimes we have them on the windowsill.
Sierra Oscar from 358 receiving.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, no sign of the flasher, Sarge, but we got a bit of a disturbance in a football match.
Need any assistance?
Nah, should be all right, Sarge.
Oh!
Hey, what's all this then?
He wants to watch his feet.
Well, it's not exactly the spirit of the game, is it, lads? Kicking a man while he's down.
I said I was sorry. Just, you know, I've got big feet.
Come on, mate. You all right?
Hey, stay there. Oi, stop!
What's happening?
Bunch up in the park's about the best of it, sir.
Sierra Oscar from 358 receiving. Suspect running west across Canley Park towards Jubilee Street. Anyone up that way, Sarge?
Not today, Gary. Isn't Suzi with you?
Yeah, no, she fell over.
Too long in the brains department. Lose the use of their legs.
Come here!
Oh, Philip. Look, I know I was in court, but I'd appreciate it if my officers weren't transferred to uniform duty without notice. I had an appraisal with Suzi Croft this afternoon.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a trainee investigator isn't strictly one of your officers.
She's been seconded to CID.
She's still on the uniform establishment.
Look, I'm talking consultation here, not the small print of the police manual.
The decision was taken at a meeting 2 weeks ago. As I recall, you were out at the station and delegated attendance to your DI, who was fully appraised of the decision to shift Croft over, provided the state visit went ahead. In any event, uniformed officers on the street is what the public likes to see. I doubt if they pay council tax for appraisal.
Would you?
When the going got rough, I hear the young lady came over all fragile.
I think I may have done the wrong thing there.
Who was he?
I don't know his name. Recognised him from a description. You're right, mate. What you done to your arm?
Strained wrist, I think. It's a bit painful, actually. Are these yours, mate? Must be the one you chased.
Huh?
Your suspect.
Apparently, this secondment of Suzi Croft to uniform was sanctioned by the DI 2 weeks ago.
Yes, Gov.
What do you mean, yes?
I remember him telling you, sir. We all sent her up rotten.
Well, I don't remember.
It happened on the same day that we learned the Butler brothers were planning a comeback.
Oh. So, have you heard from Alistair?
He's waiting with the DI and Alan Woods at the Target Wholesalers, Gov. Sergeant Morgan's gone round to Brian Butler's house, and Jim Carver's following Stephen Butler in a stolen Sierra along the Waterman's Road.
Yeah. Just a sprained wrist?
What? Is it all right now?
How do you feel?
Come in.
Ah, there you are.
Sir?
You all right?
Yeah, half an hour's rest, cup of tea, she'll fix it.
Good.
Thanks, Doc.
Take care.
Look, I had you down for an appraisal this afternoon, Suzi.
But I'm with uniform all day, sir.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I forgot all about it.
No problem. I just...
I'll arrange another one before the end of next week.
Thanks, Gov.
So what's all this about you falling down on the job? What happened?
We were breaking up a fight in a football match. Gary recognised this bloke and went after him. Fight flared up again.
Who was he?
We haven't got a name. You recognised him from a description.
Description?
Anyway, he got away. We got his trousers, though.
Suzi, you all right?
There he is. Pride of the plods. Leaves his partner in the lurch, loses a suspect, and ends up arresting a pair of trousers.
It wasn't like that, sir.
If you excuse me, sir, I've got a meeting with Inspector Cato.
Look, the bloke started running, and the fight looked like it was all over anyway.
Yeah, you tell me about it later.
It's a basic tenet of effective policing. You don't abandon a fellow officer. You are aware of that, are you, McCann?
Yes, sir.
But you did it.
Sir, I think my mistake was... Well, when I recognised this bloke...
When you recognised this bloke from a verbal description given by the victim of a robbery.
Sir.
And that was good enough for you. A man beaten unconscious in a dimly lit warehouse gives you a 2-line description of his assailant. And you pick out this likely lad amongst a dozen others whilst breaking up a fight.
He saw me looking at him, sir. I had a gut feeling.
I've got a gut feeling about you, McCann. But I'm not going to act on it. And you didn't even catch him. I thought you lot were supposed to be good runners.
Which lot's that, sir? I took the warehouse call, sir. I was there with Tony Stamp. It was a night watchman. An old bloke, shouldn't really been doing the job. He'd heard something and he'd gone to have a look, and there was this bloke loading up a car like he owned the place. He had long, dangly earrings. The night watchman got a really good look at him. And I know this is going to sound stupid, but he said he had something on his chin, a dent or something that made him think of Kirk Douglas. So when I saw him in the park today, I knew him straight away. And then I remembered how he battered the night watchman. And battered him again once the old bloke was on the floor, fracturing his skull with a torch. And I just thought, sir, that he ought to be behind bars. And how he took precedence over a bunch of prats scrapping over a game of football.
Did you say Meadows say anything to you?
He did, sir.
And?
He said I was a pride of the plot, sir.
Coffee? You know, if the recommendations of the Sheehy report are adopted, Tosh, the rank of Chief Inspector might well disappear. Does that bother you, sir? That's a price I'll be happy to pay.
What for, sir?
For the abolition of Chief Inspector Cato.
Thanks.
Suzi, how's the arm?
Yeah, fine.
Listen, I feel sorry about...
Forget it. It wasn't your fault. Subject closed.
Right.
So, did Cato have much to say?
We're going walkabout.
What, you and him? Shouldn't we sound a siren or something? Listen, this bloke we missed.
I missed.
All right. Anyway, in his trouser pockets, as well as his car keys, was a book of matches. They're from a bar more or less on my beat.
And you're thinking of calling in?
It's worth a try, isn't it?
Brian Butler's just leaving the house now, Gov. He's wearing all-in-one grey leathers and a pink and yellow helmet. He's getting onto a blue Kawasaki ZXR, registration Kilo 23 Kilo Golf Tango.
Engine's running now, and I'm following him north out of Rutkin Road onto Dunford Avenue. Looks like the planned getaway vehicle, Gov. He's got a second helmet attached.
Stay with him, Joe. Now, Steve Butler's parked at what looks like a rendezvous point in Halpin Yard, behind the wholesalers. Jim Carver's watching him. Greg, Haynes and Woods are in the warehouse, waiting to receive them. Over.
Received, Gov.
Yeah?
Is it convenient to have a word, sir?
Make it quick.
I just wanted to say about you having a go at Gary. It didn't make me look very good having you, I don't know, defending me. It made me look... Well, I looked a bit pathetic.
Pathetic to who?
Uniform.
You're saying I undermined you?
Maybe. A bit.
DCR Meadows from Carver, receiving.
Go ahead, Jim.
Now, this looks promising, Gov. He's opened the boot of the Sierra and he's taking out a sports bag. He's laying it on the back seat. He's opened it. It's baseball bats, Gov. Now he's getting back in the car. And it looks like he's waiting for someone. Over.
Right, Jim, I'm on my way. So it's back to the beat, eh?
Sorry to be missing it, sir.
I'll tell you what happens. Philip, just a brief point of information. Trainee investigator Croft. Now, far from coming over all fragile, sprained her wrist in a fall after a fellow officer left her to deal with the aftermath of a fight.
I don't think it's conducive to station morale to have a detective chief inspector making personal and disparaging remarks against a uniformed constable, a probationer.
You mean McCann? Well, you're right, I shouldn't have done that.
Particularly when comparing him to a fellow officer who looked like she couldn't find a hairbrush in her handbag.
Doesn't that sound disparaging and personal to you?
Or behind closed doors.
Everything all right, Philip?
Sir.
Jack?
Sir. It looks like Harry Haynes' homework on the Butler brothers is paying dividends, sir. I'm on my way now.
Oh, good. And you're sure you've got no problems, are you, Philip?
I'll be accompanying McCann for an hour or so, sir. See how he does things. Give him a few pointers.
Yes, he's a good lad, isn't he? Andrew reckons he's one of the best probationers we've had for a long time.
I'm sure that'll be very apparent, sir. Appraisal on the hoof, I think you call it.
DCI Meadows to all units. Dead off.
Entering the building, no, Gov.
So, there we are. That's what we've got lined up for you tomorrow. But right now, time to take a look at the weather. It's going to be fairly cloudy, I'm afraid.
Can I help you?
Yeah,
all right! Yeah, all right.
Well, slightly at least for tomorrow. The top temperature today could reach around 69 to 70 degrees.
What?
So at least it's warm.
Jim! Stephen and Brian Butler, I'm arresting you for attempted robbery. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Well done, lads. Perfect planning, Harry.
Yeah, once in a while it works like a dream.
Yep, come in.
Sir.
Oh, hello, Bob. Look, shut the door, will you?
Yes, sir.
Look, this is strictly off the record, but while the two chief inspectors are out at the station, I wanted to have a word with you about the antagonism between them.
Well, we all have our moments with Mr. Cato, don't we?
But I mean, Jack Meadows is not the type to let his personal feelings get in the way of his professional judgment.
I wasn't aware that Mr. Cato had any personal feelings.
Take a seat, will you, Bob? Coffee?
Thank you, sir. Yes, I will, please.
I gather he's taken McCann for a walk.
Well, the relief is well below strength because of the state visit, and some time ago, when you knew this was going to happen, we requested from the CID that Suzi Croft be allowed back into uniform for the day.
And Jack Meadows agreed to that, did he?
Thank you, sir. Well, apparently the DI was standing in at the meeting.
You mean he didn't tell the DCI?
Well, either that or the DCI forgot. Anyway, Mr. Meadows thought that Suzi Croft was due an appraisal today.
Today? Well, he couldn't possibly have done that. I mean, he's been in court all morning. This afternoon he's been out arresting the Butler brothers.
Yes, sir, but the fact that he couldn't do it apparently didn't reduce his feeling that he'd been preempted by a uniform plot to undermine Suzi Croft's career in CID.
I understood she was doing very well as a trainee investigator.
Precisely. And Mr. Cato is a mite jealous. Well, he was rather hoping that a day back in uniform would demonstrate just how far Suzi has slipped back, under the supervision, or lack of it, of the DCI.
Yeah, but it was his protege McCann who blew it this afternoon, wasn't it?
Well, Mr. Meadows would be very happy to see it that way, but I doubt Suzi Croft would. And if you are talking about the incident where she sprained her wrist, neither would I. I thought both she and McCann behaved very creditably.
So why are their two senior officers behaving so badly?
2 seconds. I've just got to get him to sign for the delivery.
Get in your van, park it somewhere legal, come back with your docket, then get it signed.
It'll take him 2 seconds.
And I'll have a ticket ready for you when you come back.
I'll just let him know.
I wouldn't advise it. This warehouse raid, Gary, what was stolen?
Staplers, sir. It was a stationery warehouse. Perhaps he thought there'd be typewriters and computers in there. I mean, that's another thing, sir. He didn't even steal anything valuable. He knocked that night watchman about for 2 boxes of Chinese staplers.
And it would have been all right if he'd done it for word processors.
I'm trying to trace someone who might be a customer of yours.
Oh, I can vouch for all of them. They were all in here at the time.
He's a young bloke, early 20s probably. Brown eyes, dimple in his chin, a set of dangly earrings in his left ear.
In trouble, is he, this bloke?
What do you reckon?
I hope so.
Do you know his name?
Craig Tooley.
Do you know where he lives?
Yeah, with my ex-wife.
People see a policeman in a uniform, Gary. They keep an after-image in the mind. Put yourself about, they'll think you're everywhere. They'll think, hang on, I've just seen him over there. Now he's over here. You're a presence.
We weren't exactly skulking about the last time we were here, sir.
Maybe you weren't. But you're not going to tell me you had this whole place wrapped up like a parcel, though, are you?
Well, we'd have been all right if I hadn't taken my eye off the ball.
Right, show me where the incident took place.
Shirley Spence?
Yeah?
I'm WPC Croft, Sun Hill.
Yeah?
I understand Craig Tooley lives here.
You're going to tell me he's dead, are you?
No.
Oh, must be bad news instead, then.
When did you last see Craig, Shirley?
10-15 minutes ago. Just popped back for something, he said.
Did he say what for?
No.
It couldn't have been his car keys, could it?
Yeah. He's in trouble, isn't he?
Well, I'd like to ask him a few questions.
So did I once, but I gave up trying. Actually, I don't think he's that bright. Mind you, I suppose you'd have to say the same about me.
The thing is, Shirley, we'd like to talk to him in connection with a violent assault on an old man. He was a night watchman in a warehouse we think Craig broke into.
Right, well, if he's done that, he's out of here.
Do you mind if I come in and have a look round his room?
You see someone you recognise in a situation like that, you've got to watch your body language. Don't look at them twice, let them be. Don't move towards them directly, make your way around. Get in close, close them down, pen them in.
I know that, sir, but it just didn't happen that way.
Go on.
He was running towards a gap in the railings over there. I followed him, but my stuff got caught up. He was going that way where those cars are parked when he stopped, like he thought of something. Then he ran back that way. I went to the gate, but it was locked.
You said his car keys were in his trousers, didn't you?
Sir.
So maybe he was running to his car and realised he didn't have his keys.
Could have been, yes, sir.
Could be the car still there.
I wasted too much time on my husband, ex-husband. But when you're married, men fall all over themselves to get into your bed. Yeah, you get divorced, though, and you just watch it fade.
So how did Craig Tooley get into your life?
Well, he was working at the bar, sleeping on someone's floor. I marred up, so he moved in here. As soon as I realised it was getting to my ex-husband, I sort of let it happen. Oh, I know his face ain't much, but, well, no, waste of time again. I mean, look at this mess. As soon as he moves in, well, as soon as things start happening between us, God knows why. He just starts dossing about, taking everything for granted. So my ex thinks I'm a prat again, and he's right. What's he got then?
Chinese staplers from the warehouse. Sierra Oscar 487 receiving.
Go ahead, Suzi.
I'm at Bream Crescent, number 34.
Once all this PR chat dies down, get them trying to check on those.
Hold on, sir, this is Suzi Croft.
He's got stolen property from the warehouse stashed in his room. I think he's on his way back to Jubilee Street to collect his motor.
It's him, sir.
Blue Cortina, about 13 years old.
I recognised him, sir. Craig Tooley. 487 from 358 receiving.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, reference your call about Craig Tooley. He's just picked up his car from Jubilee Street, and he could be back in Bream Crescent in about 3 minutes. If you hold him there, we're cutting through Dunford Close on foot.
Thanks, Gary. Received.
He's not coming back here.
Just hold on a minute, Shirley. If he is on his way back, we don't want to frighten him off, do we?
Look, I'm not having him in the house. He's not even coming through the door.
Shirley? Shirley! Just hold on a minute. Calm down. Look, you're really not helping matters here, OK? Come on, what we need to do is just slow it down. Listen to me, Shirley. Shirley!
Right. Now, we're safe. All you have to do is call up the cavalry on that thing and they can sort the tow rag outside.
Look, to a man like Craig Tooley, it's hardly Fort Knox, is it?
Shirley! Shirley, you in there? Open the door, you stupid bitch.
Yeah, I would be if I let you in.
I want my stuff.
It's on its way down.
Oi, Shirley!
Sierra Oscar 487 receiving.
Go ahead, Suzi.
Urgent assistance required at 34 Bream Crescent.
Right, that is enough, you cow!
Bream Crescent, take it.
Sierra Oscar 487 from 85. ETA 1 minute, Suzi.
Sierra Oscar 487 from 54.
Go ahead, sir.
358 and 54 also on way.
Received, sir.
Right, Shirley, I'm coming in. Shirley!
Which way
you doing? Hey!
This is my house.
You leave that
Ow!
bag!
Quiet! Your hands off me!
Craig Tooley, I'm arresting you for aggravated burglary and assault.
You crossed me up, didn't you?
Ah, Craig! No!
Suzi!
Ah!
He's out the window.
Hold it! Carry it.
You're nicked, okay?
Welcome back to the sharp end.
Well done, Gary. Consider yourself appraised. You too, Suzi. You wasted upstairs.
Getting a taste for the dirty work, are you?
It's the uniform, Suzi, makes him fall at your feet.
Oh, Jack, come in. Sue, could you give that to Marion, please?
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, take a seat. Oh, good result this afternoon with the arrest of the Butler brothers.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Well, you've both been working up at the sharp end. Philip's been out with Croft and McCann. Apparently they ran a warehouse burglar to the ground, literally, as I understand it. Now, in view of the excellent performance of our two most junior officers, I thought we should appraise the management skills of our senior officers under whom they serve.
Evidence.
Staples from the warehouse Trudie robbed.
You were right then.
Sir.
Gary, I was out of line earlier on. My apologies for that.
Sir.
Good work, Suzi.
Thank you, sir.
So, I'll see you tomorrow then. Back in the brains department.
Mr. Nandra's not very happy.
He's wasting our time, and his.
So?
The windows were smashed about 4:15 a.m., sir.
Anyone see anything?
Well, the bloke upstairs heard the windows go, car pull away, didn't even get out of bed.
Oh. Well, you better get on to the neighbours then.
Go.
Mr. Nandra.
Your people are pretending this is a burglary?
Well, we start with what we see, Mr. Nandra, a break-in.
The message was clear when the car was set on fire. It still is.
Look, if there's a connection...
My drivers are threatened. A car is burnt and now the new office. But nothing is done.
Mr. Nandra.
I have told you who is behind this. But it doesn't matter. You do nothing.
Maniac! That's enough! Enough! That's enough!
Thanks, mate.
Right, someone going to tell us what's going on?
I'm driving along, minding my own business. Wham! He's up my backside.
You did an emergency stop for no reason. You knew I was going to go back into
I do that all the
What's
time.
matter?
I get out, he attacks me.
What's he talking about? Listen, he smacked me in the face.
I have a
It's
right
got
to defend myself.
Don't talk to me about rights!
I'll get a breathalyzer on that one.
Right. Let's start at the beginning, shall we?
Action and protection, that's what we ask for, Mr. Conway.
There is already a CID investigation into the burning of the minicab. The possibility of a racial motive.
The certainty. And while you were weighing up the possibilities, what happens to Nandra's office?
I didn't know about the office when I left home this morning, Mr. Rajpal. This is my first call.
Nandra has been threatened. He was told that if he tried to expand his minicab business...
It would have helped if he'd come straight to us with the information.
Why? A car is burned. He tells you the black cabs want to close him down. You tell him how seriously you take it. Now his new premises are gutted.
And we have every intention of finding the persons responsible.
Why don't you just walk outside and hail a cab, Mr. Conway?
He was trying to pick up fares at the Tube. That's illegal flying.
A lie. That's a lie! Listen, that fare was booked by my office and I can prove it. You just give him a ring.
And when I sent you packing, you smashed in the back of my cab, getting your own back, weren't you?
You'll understand.
Stick to your own kind.
That minicab on Whitegate's estate last week?
Yeah.
The one that was torched?
The one that was
Yeah,
burnt?
the one that was burnt. That was my brother's. I recognise you.
You've got a problem with your eyesight, mate.
Which is mate? Oh, mate, me!
Right, that's it. That's it. You're both under arrest. Come on. Come on.
The Met asks for cooperation from cabbies all the time, and you get it.
No one is disputing that, Mr. Cato.
We got rules and regulations coming out of our ears. The state of our cabs, the hours we work, the fares we pick up, even the way we talk to people. There's always room for us to do something wrong. Room to get a caution, a fine, or lose our licenses.
No more than the law asks.
What's your attitude to minicabs?
We don't have an attitude, Mr. Cadogan. They have laws to obey, and as long as they do.
What laws are those?
The fact that there are different regulations is not our decision. Our job is to implement them.
Do you know how many of my mates have gone bust in the last 2 years?
I understand that, Mr.
Can you understand how many minicab drivers there are sitting outside pubs, clubs, cinemas, stations, working the streets, applying for hire, breaking the law? How many are driving without proper insurance, breaking the law?
And we take action. I can't give you figures for prosecutions.
Okay. Put this next to a list of minicabs operating on your patch. I can walk out of this station and stop a minicab in the street, 2 minutes flat. Our Sun Hill Action Group makes representation to the Hackney Carriage Office, but it's at station level things need to happen.
The minority of minicab drivers break the law. The vast majority don't.
Competition's one thing, but it's getting out of hand. It's killing us. Okay, they can undercut us, but they're flouting the law.
Picking up his fare, booked by my office, not like he says, right? And this geezer, he drives up and tells me to clear off. I says to him, listen, I'm going about my business. And then he says, do you want your cab torched? I mean, the fare's gone, I'm driving away, and I'm thinking to myself, where do I know him from? Where do I know him from? And then I remembered, Whitegate's estate.
We are trying to establish the events which led up to the fight.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
I want to know what happened this morning. Mr. Shelburne says that you were driving dangerously when you went into the back of him.
Look, I told you I couldn't stop. I'm into his boot and he comes out fighting.
So are you saying he hit you first?
I don't know. All I'm trying to tell you is he is one of the guys that set fire to my brother's car last week on Whitegate's estate.
Good morning, I'm Detective Constable Carver, Sun Hill CID. We're making inquiries into the break-in at the new minicab office, and I wonder...
He had a go, I had a go. It happens. It's up to the insurance now. Well, he did go into the back of me, there's no argument about that.
When you spoke to Mr. Kumar outside the tube,
Yeah, I told him to shove off. He wasn't supposed to be there.
he says you threatened him with the words, do you want your cab torched?
Rubbish.
He also says he saw you running away from the scene of an arson attack on a minicab 6 days ago.
Yeah, well, he's lying. He's out of his tree.
Mr. Kumar has made a very clear allegation, Mr. Shelburne, and under the circumstances I shall have to caution you again.
Is there any connection between the arson and the break-in, or are they just separate incidents?
Nothing yet. The only connections are the telephone threats, which happened before we got involved. The break-in was malicious and destructive.
Well, the Asian community is seeing all this as racially motivated.
Well, they've probably every right to. But I still need time to sniff the air.
Well, Conway needs to keep things quiet in that area. Is there any help we can give him? Well, maybe we should keep an ear out for any help he can give us.
Anything?
Well, I've got four who say they heard the windows go. Only one bothered to get up and have a look. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've got a Mrs. McGregor who saw a car driving away.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, dark saloon, and I struggled for that.
Let's see if the Socco's got anything.
When did you arrive at the Whitegate's estate?
8:30. 35.
The car was burning?
Yeah.
This man you saw?
Running away.
Was he near the car?
Past the Canley Arms.
Which isn't near.
He'd come from the alley, from Green Lane. He'd come from the car.
What makes you think that?
As soon as I saw the car, I knew why he was running.
That's a bit of an assumption.
I knew. He was scared.
And what did you do?
Well, I saw my brother was all right, and I turned back to look for this.
You didn't find anyone?
No.
And he didn't come back when the place was crawling with police and give us a description. And he didn't contact us later either. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Your brother's car. It's nearly a week now. Tell me, what would you have done if you'd found him?
What I'd done today if I hadn't have been stopped.
That's not an answer to violence, Mr. Kumar. Now, if you'd come back to us and given us a description...
Come on! We all know who's behind this. We all know it's the black taxis, and we all know how thick they are with you, so what's the point?
And you've no doubt whatsoever that it was Mr. Shelburne you saw last night?
No.
That's all. If the custody sergeant's finished with Mr. Kumar, so are we. Come on. We'll need to talk to you again. Wheeling Shelburne.
Mr. Kumar is adamant he saw you running away from the Whitegates estate last Tuesday, the 24th. Now, why?
I wasn't there. And I still don't see how he's going to save his no claims bonus saying I was.
Do you know anything about the burning of a minicab at the Whitegates estate the same Tuesday?
No. But whoever did it, good for him.
Oh, you approve of burning people's cars, do you?
I'm not weeping. Well, that doesn't mean I did it.
Tell me where you were on the evening of the 24th.
Yeah, I was with some mates having a drink.
Where?
Jerry Buckler's place.
What time did you arrive at Mr. Buckler's?
7:30.
What time did you leave?
10, quarter past, I suppose.
You drove home?
Walked. Well, the cab was in Jerry's garage. Well, that's why we met up. I took it in for a new starter motor.
What time did you get home?
10:30.
Your wife can confirm that.
Unlikely. Well, the cow walked out 6 months ago.
Well, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's like banging your head against a brick wall. Nice when it stops.
Interview suspended. 10:26.
Our coloured friends have got you lot running around in circles, haven't they?
Sir, could you have a word with Jim Carver?
We're not getting anything from witnesses. It's like the Whitegates estate. No one saw anything. But there could be some forensic if we get a suspect.
Yeah? Well, like what?
Well, they knocked over a tin of blue paint in Nandra's office. They left a couple of footprints, just bits. But the paint was clearly splashed about. It must have left its mark on shoes, trousers, whatever.
Great. That's just what we need. Right, Alan, when you're ready. So, interview resumed. 10:28. Present as before. Right. Can you tell us where you were last night?
Oh, what now? What happened to the 24th?
Just answer the questions.
I was at Jerry's again. Yeah, we had a bit of a session. I had a hangover to prove it. Should have brought it with me.
So you were at Jerry Buckler's house?
Yeah.
What time did you get there?
After the pub, midnight till 4, 5:30.
Was anyone else there?
Mates.
The same mates that were with you on the 24th?
A couple. So? Haven't you got any mates?
Let's just get this right, shall we? While you and your mates were having a party, somebody broke in and wrecked the offices of Mahill Cars.
I heard.
And the week before, as you and your mates were tucking into the beer and twiglets, somebody set light to one of Nandra's cars. Is that what you expect me to believe?
There's going to be chaos Monday night through till Wednesday. They'll never get Bridge Street resurfaced by then.
They say they will.
Well, extra bodies for traffic. And minicabs, they could do with a kick. Applying for hire, pushing their luck. You know the spots. We're not looking for prosecution, just vehicle checks, licence, insurance. Warn them to keep to the rules.
Could be provocative at the moment, sir.
What?
A CID are investigating some attacks on Asian minicab firms. It looks like there's a racial element to it. And I think Mr. Conway would be concerned about anything that was likely to raise the temperature.
Well, I suppose we better hold off for the time being. We'll be asking the community liaison officer if we're allowed to direct traffic before long.
We're still making progress. 3 arrests, 3 prosecutions.
1 community service order, 1 probation, 1 very short prison sentence. For people who've had excrement and burning rags pushed through their letterboxes, who've been threatened with knives, who've watched their children being spat at by yobs. I don't know how you'd feel about that. It doesn't fill them with confidence. All they want to do is get out. There are a dozen Asian families here now. 18 months ago, there were 40.
We can't do anything without witnesses. That's exactly the problem Inspector Haynes has got with this minicab. His men have knocked on every single door on this estate.
Violence is invisible here, Mr. Conway. Your officers are tourists.
Look, this is a very public place. The driver is wandering around looking for an address that doesn't exist. He doesn't see anything. But how many other people saw this minicab being set fire to?
Ask the yobs who are out on the balconies cheering.
Yes, but we do need somewhere to start. Look, if we can't persuade the people of the community to come forward, if we can't get evidence, you and I will be shouting at each other across a table to no effect until the day we retire.
Do you blame us if we don't trust the police, Mr. Conway? No results, no trust.
No trust, no results. Look, you can talk to the Asian families on this estate. We now have one witness who may have identified one of the men. There have to be more.
I'll take those keys, Mr. Shelburne.
Have a choice, do I?
Look, the powers of search have been explained to you. It's also been explained to you that you need advice from a solicitor, or you want a witness like a
Yeah,
neighbour.
you just get on with it, will you? They're all friends of the missus round here.
Oh. Now. Well, I can see why you don't want to open these.
You work for the Building Society in your spare time?
Actually, I think I work for the Building Society all the time. You miss a month and they're never off your back, are they?
Yeah, well, it's a long time since it was a month.
Mr. Buckler, the very man, how can I help you? DC Carver, Scannell, CID. We're hoping you can give us some information about Brian Shelburne.
Lucky it's not a dodgy MOT certificates, eh? Well, come inside. Brian been speeding again, has he?
How long's this place been up for sale?
You want to make an offer?
Well, there's nothing like trying to impress would-be buyers. When you finished in here, Alan, take a look outside.
Right, Gov.
Right. Dirty laundry, where'd you keep it?
You what?
Bathroom, bedroom?
Where it drops.
We'll take a look upstairs. Oh. Is this your daughter?
That's right.
No chance of sorting things out with your wife, no?
No chance at all.
Yeah, thank God it wasn't a breathalyzer. He had a right skinful last night. I told him not to take the cab out until he got it all out of his system.
Did you see Mr. Shelburne on the night of the 24th? Last week?
Was that Wednesday? No, Tuesday, that's right, yeah. No, he brought the cab in and we went down the Admiral for a jar and then went back to my place, a few cans and a curry.
Was there anybody else with you?
Only old Mike and Keith again. Sound like four alkies, don't we?
Applying for hire, Derek.
Eh?
Minicabs. Inspector Monroe seems to think a few fines and prosecutions are going to have our Asian brethren on the street. Is that right?
I'm not with you.
We've had some lobbying from the Black Cab Drivers Action Group. Minicabs pushing their luck, you know. So Mr. Brownlow and I thought it would be a good idea to remind them of what the rules are. Dan Monroe tells me it's all a bit too sensitive.
Well, Andrew Monroe is absolutely right. Do you know about this case?
I didn't know it turned minicabs into a no-go area. If we can't get on with run-of-the-mill policing without having to consult the community liaison officer...
It's good to see Andrew Monroe on the ball, isn't it?
I don't find it contributes to the efficient running of this station when my officers know more about policy than I do, or Mr. Brownlow. Before we solve the problems of the nation, a little internal liaison wouldn't go amiss.
You're absolutely right, Philip. I'm glad to see you come round to my way of thinking.
Can I close the door?
In a moment, Mr. Shaw.
I told you, you're wasting your time.
In here, Gov. Look at this. Stuffed inside a cardboard box.
Oh dear, oh dear. Are these yours, Mr. Shelburne?
Look, I don't know what you're trying to do. I want to see a solicitor.
Buckler, Dunstan and Mabbott, they all come through, they all corroborate.
And you believe him?
There's no real reason why we shouldn't.
But you don't.
Buckler had it all prepared. A laugh and the joke all in the right place. Not enough surprise.
The other two weren't quite so confident. Their stories sounded too much like Buckler's. Same words.
Any news in the paint?
Yeah, it's turned out to be very popular. It's on special offer all over Sun Hill. So forensics might not be able to be as specific as they thought.
Great. Pearce and Lyons are giving Whitegates another house to house.
Again?
Conway reckons we might get a better response, especially from the Asian community. So if you two don't mind, get yourselves down there.
Gov?
And you and I will see what a bit of reflection has done for Brian Shelburne.
Let's see if the honeyed words of our community liaison officer have made them any more willing to talk to us.
Unlikely, I'd say.
Where were you between the hours of 3 and 4 this morning?
I've told you where I was, who I was with. Jerry Buckler's. I was with him at his house.
You see, when Mr. Nando's place was smashed up, a load of blue paint had been chucked all over the place.
Really?
Yes. Now, you were present during a search of your house this morning when some overalls were found in your garage. The legs have been splashed with blue paint. Now, a forensic examination of the paint on the overalls and the paint in Mr. Nando's office will enable us to make a very accurate comparison.
So there's paint on my overalls. Big deal.
Do you always use Buckler's garage?
Well, he's a mate. Well, anyway, it's his cab.
Oh. Not yours?
I haven't finished paying for it yet.
How much money do you owe on that cab?
Oh, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, I was just wondering. Must be difficult at the moment to pay back a loan. Business is bad.
That's right. Never been worse. I'm bringing in half of what I was 2 years ago. I've got a mortgage I can't pay, a new cab I shouldn't have bought, and no wife except to pay maintenance to. Oh, and I see my kid once a fortnight in the park. Do you know how much it costs to run a black cab these days, eh? Do you? Before you even get it out on the street. And no one pays for the years you do on the knowledge.
Yeah. Minicabs have it easy.
That's right. They're sewing us up. Whatever falls on them's fine by me. But I was still having a drink with my mates.
Thank you very much for your help. We'll be in touch.
It's okay.
What do you reckon?
Well, if you gave me that description and put Buckler in an identity parade, I'd recognise him.
Great.
See, they can talk if they want to, they've only got to be told.
Encouraged, I think, Jim, by the prospect of a result.
Sorry, mate, we're closed for lunch.
Jerry Buckler.
Oh, let me guess, Sun Hill Police. What's Brian done now, then?
I'm Detective Inspector Harry Haynes. I'm arresting you in connection with an arson attack on a car at the Whitegate estate last Tuesday. You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so. Anything you say may be given in evidence.
This is a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, if you like. Now, do you mind stepping out of the car?
The duty solicitor should be here in about an hour.
Everything I've had is gone. That's someone's fault.
They shouldn't be over here. Everyone knows that.
Brigade just arriving. We're on the scene. Give you an update as soon as possible.
Move! Move! Right back!
Bad news about the taxi wars, Derek. Thought you must have heard. Here to the community ground.
Yes, Philip.
Black cab burning in Ascot Road. Looks like a tit for tat. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Tit for tat is how the lads in the canteen are seeing it.
Which makes them no better than the idiots who took the law into their own hands. Didn't they realise there were children about?
We're bringing Kuma and his brother in for torching the taxi.
So we're going to be facing another wall of silence.
And even harder to break through this time. So the Asian community got the result they wanted. Shelburne and his mates will be going down for the cab and for trashing the office.
These cab drivers. You've only got to go back to the 60s to realise they were quite capable of knocking 7 bells out of each other before anybody thought of a racial angle.
The age of innocence.